So, good morning. Sorry about literally the bed head. I wanted to share with you a little bit of my van life and what I do in my morning routine. Now, as I've just come back from Poland, I like to check into a campsite to get my washing done and stuff like that. So, like, excuse the mess in here. If you can't see it, it's like, ta-da, like these were meant to be hanging dry. And because I didn't put the heating on last night, because it wasn't cold enough, they're not dry at all. And what I wanted to do is wear my dungarees, because being in the van life, I quite like to be like the good life. Now, maybe only the Brits will know this, but I'm probably people think I'm a little bit like Margot, but I want to be like the other person from the good life. Can't remember her name. Someone help me out here. But anyway, so when I wear the dungarees, I kind of feel like the other person off the good life. Anyway, I'm keep on talking. Let me get to the point. So back on track. The first thing I like to do in the morning is lemon juice. So I was given this beautiful chopping board. Most of the stuff in here are gifts. So I was given this beautiful chopping board. So I have lemon, and actually what I've invested in, because I do it so often, is like one of these. And hopefully, ta-da. I also like to drink from glass as much as I possibly can. Like, here is my tea from the night before. Like, it's glass everywhere, which is really not practical for a van, but it is what it is. So here I am about to do some lemon water. In fact, you can't see. Maybe I'll just get you lower. Here we are. Ta-da! Some lemon. So I'm used to doing lemon water in the morning to help with my liver and flush out my liver toxins. But what is more interesting now that I've really fascinated about water and its structure and its consciousness is that this has just come into my consciousness. That water coming straight from a tap or bottle has lost its vitality and its innate living structure. So by adding fresh squeezed lemon juice, you wake up the water by bringing it back to life. And this allows it to travel more deeply in your tissues and cells and carry out the essential nutrients and compounds that you need to thrive every day. So for me, lemon water is a good source of vitamin C and B, minerals such as calcium and magnesium. And how wonderful is that? Just as an extra, I don't do this as a morning thing, but I just feel that my voice really needs it right now, especially as I would love my voice for next week, and I've got a lot of talking to do. So so it's called vitamin C, I think, shock therapy. Now, this is the best vitamin C on the planet, and it's micro C immune powder enhanced with rose hips and some grape seed extract. So I'm going to have a spoonful of that. And then I really like the supermarket, because you can just have your own orange juice squeeze. I wish other supermarkets would do that. It saves me from in the van buying some oranges and squeezing the hell out of them. And then I'm going to go for the local honey. So it'll allow the honey there, and it's going to combine all of it into some little bit of warm water. I'm just going to drink that, and they advise you to do that every 2 hours. For me, it's not practical, but I'm going to do it as often as I can. Okay, so next is my celery juice. I feel like Nigella Lawson right now. So I normally like 2 bunches of celery juice. So I'm going to share a little bit about this, actually, because it is a big investment in my life, and it is something, living in a van, it's not the most easiest of things to maintain and do. So I just want to know the effort I put in to have my celery juice every morning. First of all, you're kind of in the sink right now. So first of all, I will like to chop my celery juice. And I never used to wash them before, but now I do. So now they go into the sink to be washed. Especially if I buy the organic ones, that has a lot more soil on there. So here we are. So that's step 1. You go into there. Okay, then I wash. I've got some water here, and then I just go through them individually. This is my potato scrubber, but it's now a celery juice sort of water washer, like bathe them. And actually I quite like doing this, even though it's a time consuming, a pain in the ass and everything like that. But anything that is like that, I turn into a ritual, and it's actually quite meditative. So yeah, I'm like, what would the Emma do that loves herself do? And the answer is celery juice. So this is kind of the stuff that I say to myself as I'm cleaning the celery juices. So I'm just going to quickly whiz on through there. Now I've invested in a juicer. So this lives underneath my oven, where all the pipes are and stuff like that. So I have to go like reverse back into the bed, get into that cupboard, and here it is. So here is my Amiga juicer. Now, because I'm at a campsite, I can literally just plug it into here and all is good. But often I'm not at a campsite and I'm doing sort of wild van life, if you like. So I have actually invested in an Anker Battery, which sits underneath here. Ta-da! It's amazing. And it recharges, thanks to my friend, who, when I'm driving the car. So it recharges that. So this is that. These bits live underneath my bed, and I put it all together so I can still do my celery juice. So initially I started taking celery juice because without a gallbladder, I want to do everything I can for my poor liver, as it's kind of left on its own. So what I understood about celery juice, that it kind of restores the hydrochloric acid in your stomach and really can help over time, help the liver to produce bile. And help with just strong digestion, kill off pathogens. But for me also, every time I drink celery juice, it lessens my sweet tooth, which is really another reason why I enjoy it. It's super nice, but also over time I have less of a sweet tooth. And how wonderful is that? Celery juice done. Because I haven't turned the heating on, I don't have any hot water at the moment. So I boiled the kettle. What I like to do before I have my celery juice is to clean the appliances, and the reason for this is because the celery juice just tastes better after I've done that, because it's just a good discipline to have, is to clean all this off ready for tomorrow. And people have asked me why don't I batch it up, and I can, but it just doesn't taste that nice. I mean, if I really have to, I can do it if batch up my celery juice, so I juice enough for two days. But honestly, when I drink it, it doesn't taste that good. For me, anyway, I'd rather just drink it fresh. So I'm doing that to myself, drinking fresh. So that's it. So it's all washed, and then on to the final stage where I finally get to drink it, is where I put it through this little sieve just to get rid of all the fibres, so it's so smooth, and it's a beautiful drink. So now I get to try it and drink it. So as I'm drinking my celery juice, I kind of contemplate on my day, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up to you guys for some questions. So if you want to ask me some questions, fire away. One thing is, how long have I been in the van? Well, it's been 4 years. It wasn't my choice to be in a van. Initially, it was a car with curtains. It was a Kangoo. And then as the years go by, I've just got a bigger and bigger van. And this is a motorhome. But I call it Vanlife. And I quite like the van life now. I never used to. And the reason why I like it now is because it's a choice rather than a necessity, and I think that really just changes the mindset a little bit. And I really like the simplicity of this way of living. It's a little frustrating sometimes, and I have to be patient, but it just allows me to be really consumer conscious and not to accumulate things that I don't need. Also, like the amount of water that I use, having to change the chemical toilet and stuff like that. It's quite a humble existence as well. Yeah, it just makes me more aware of how I'm living. It is hard, especially as I quite like the good things in life, like celery juice and stuff like that. It gives me a small sense of freedom as well. Freedom over comfort, if that helps. Yeah, so there we are. And then now I'm also deciding where to go for a dip. I've got loads of work to do, some admin work, so I'm also got to fit that in, and I'm also going to drive down south. Coriander is living there, about to get a haircut. Freshly squeezed orange juice, which I have. You've got Vimergy wild blueberry powder. You can either use this or the Wyman's wild blueberry juice. I have both. I've invested in this and this. Generally I just use this, but because I bought a load of bottles of these, I'm probably going to mix it up. Spirulina. In here is lemon barley juice extract. We've got Atlantic Dulse. Give the reasons for these specific ingredients is wild blueberries, because it draws out the heavy metal in your brain tissue, healing and repairing any gaps created by oxidation when the heavy metals are removed. It's amazing. So lemongrass juice extract powder has the ability to draw out heavy metals out from your spleen, intestinal tract, pancreas, thyroid and reproductive system. Spirulina draws out the heavy metals from your brain, central nervous system and liver, and soaks up all the heavy metals extracted by the barley grass juice extract powder. Cilantro or coriander goes deep into the hard-reached places, extracting the metals there. Atlantic Dulse binds to mercury, lead, aluminium, copper, nickel. The Atlantic Dulse goes deep into hidden places of the digestive tract and gut, seeking out mercury, binding to it, and it never releases it until it leaves your body. The Atlantic Dulse also serves as an emergency backup, helping to ensure that all heavy metals that make it as far as the colon actually leave the body. Well, that was super fun to just upload my morning routine. Normally I do that in about an hour, roughly. So it is, lemon water, then I do celery juice, then I do heavy metal detox smoothie. If you want to know more, I'm very happy to share my van life with you guys. If you just want me to continue throwing myself into cold water, then that's absolutely fine too, as I realize this is predominantly what I do in life, and I love just doing that as well. But I wanted to show you there's another side to me as well. So as you wish, and at your service, as they say. So now got this deadline to get to do today, so I've got to do that, and then I'm going to drive south.